Saints. I'm Logan Newberry.
And I'm William Winfield.
So Logan, what do you think about turkey?
I love turkey.
Eli Schrader found some students who have their own opinions.
Here at Oklahoma Christian School, students were on a week-long Thanksgiving break. Let's find out what they were up to.
My grandma made mac and cheese, and it was so good, dude. And then I also broke my ankle. So, yeah, it's awesome.
I drove down to San Antonio and just ate some food with my family, kicked back, watched the football game, watched Dallas almost lose to the New York Giants. It was fun. Ate a lot of ham and turkey, stuffed afterwards. It was wild.
I had fun with my friends, but the Thanksgiving food was kind of mid. I'm not a big fan of turkey, to be honest. It should be something different.
I ate some turkey over Thanksgiving. Like, it was just pretty relaxed. I spent time with family, and I didn't do much.
I was actually gone. I was out of town. I went to Austin, but I still saw some family. Had a great meal. I was grubbing on the turkey, so it was kind of nice. It was kind of dry, but I'm a ham guy, but it was still all right.
It seems that a lot of yummy turkey was consumed this Thanksgiving break, and a lot of students had a lot of fun. Reporting for SaintsWeekly, I'm Eli Schrader.
Thanks, Eli. Hey, William, do you know what happened at the first Thanksgiving?
Yeah, I think it had something to do with Pilgrims or Mayflowers or Snoopy saving Charlie Brown's attempt at cooking for friends.
Joel reviewed what Thanksgiving really means.
Thanksgiving is a great time to spend with friends and family. Let's see how the teachers spent their Thanksgiving. Mr. Enlaw, the world history teacher, explains the history of Thanksgiving.
The history of Thanksgiving's quite detailed. The basic story, though, is the Indians and Pilgrims got together the early years to kind of help each other and brought different foods, and that's kind of where it originated from. Thanksgiving to me is just a time to get together with family and think about all the good things that you've had the last year and continue to just get together and keep that family ties important.
Mrs. Quintana, who is from Puerto Rico, tells her Thanksgiving story.
It was really good. I got to spend time with family. We ate lots of food, and we're just grateful for everything the Lord has given us.
Perfect. Mrs. Frank loves to spend Thanksgiving with her family.
We celebrate Thanksgiving by eating a lot of food, playing a lot of board games, and just hanging out together.
Mr. Osteen likes to travel to see his family.
I got an opportunity to spend a couple of days with my mother down in Durant, Oklahoma, where I'm from. We also spent a little bit of time with my mother-in-law in Seminole, but the best part was my daughter, who recently went off to college, freshman year at Oklahoma State, was able to come in and spend quite a bit of time with us as a family. It was really good to see her.
We got to see the history of Thanksgiving and the cultural traditions of each teacher. Reporting for SaintsWeekly, I'm Joel Ulahanen.
Thank you, Joel, for that history lesson. I really wish I could exempt 3 finals this year.
Too bad, you'll just have to be satisfied with 2. Allie, tell us why.
The OCS administration has made a very significant change affecting high school students, and it's going to go into action very soon. The OCS administration has made a new rule where all high school students can only exempt 2 finals.
We also want students to be prepared for college. And that's a week of finals and tough finals that are cumulative. So we didn't want seniors walking away not being able to prepare for big tests.
Many students are upset about this new change in the rules.
Honestly, this is just the worst thing to ever happen in OCS history. I was really looking forward to having all those finals exemptions. I wasn't going to use them anyways. I definitely can't use them anyways. But I just like having the ability to have 3 exemptions, 4 exemptions. I think them taking it down is just awful.
To exempt a final, you must have a 90 or above in the class, but many students don't meet this requirement.
Would have exempted 2 finals if I had 2 A's, but sadly I don't have 2 A's, so I can't exempt anything.
Students are studying very hard for the upcoming finals. Rules has put some extra stress on students this year. We'll see how this affects their performance on finals. Reporting for SaintsWeekly, I'm Alex Derricks.
Thanks, Allie. Those new rules certainly are turning heads. Another thing students are wondering about is whether they will have a project or exam for their finals.
One of our very own journalism students outlined what some elective finals will look like.
Take it away, Jake.
Music videos are a big deal in this journalism class, and they count as our final grade. Let's see how people are prepping for them.
Took a bunch of props and bought a crappy fox costume for mine, and yeah, it's going to be super cringy.
Some people even bought costumes.
I actually haven't started the music video. I'll probably start it this weekend with...
Some people haven't even started it.
I have everything prepped out. I got my outfits and my We got a new camera and have a bunch of other stuff.
Although some people aren't prepared yet, there's still hope.
Every year, I think it's going to be, this year is going to be the best ever. And this year, I still feel like that this class could be the best ever. So don't let me down.
Even our teacher believes in us. Seems like some students are working really hard on this project and putting in a lot of effort, and some have literally done nothing. Reporting for SaintsWeekly, I'm Jake Bingaman.
Thanks, Jake. You know, I hate not being able to go out to lunch every day.
There's probably a reason for it.
Brayden will try to explain why.
For years now, it has been known that only upperclassmen can go out to eat. But now, many are beginning to question this. We're here to get to the bottom of why this happens. OCS underclassmen simply don't understand the reasons for this rule. Connor Davis has some theories of his own.
I think us sophomores are responsible to go out to lunch because we can drive and we're responsible enough to go out on the roads and go to places. And that's what makes me mad, that teachers and staff don't trust us. I just want to go Chick-fil-A or Cane's and eat yummy food. I don't want crummy lunch from my mom.
And this opinion isn't just shared amongst underclassmen. Junior Mason Lopez also doesn't understand why this is a rule.
I think the underclassmen should be able to go out to lunch. Sophomores should be able to drive, because if they're late from having to make that long walk, I mean, that's their fault in the end. So I think they should be able to go out every day.
Simply put, students just don't understand why this is a rule. But we sat down with high school principal Adria Smith, and she walked us through just why this is.
There's such new drivers, and there's so much traffic going in and out. And also, if you're going over to Chick-fil-A, there's been accidents over there. I mean, it's just, so we like to keep our new drivers here and safe. And so that's why we allow them to go out with upperclassmen a couple of days of the week starting next semester. We also have a contract with the company that does our meals to service so many students. So that's also part of it as well.
Many students still feel like not being able to go out to eat is unjust, but now we know why. Reporting for SaintsWeekly, I'm Brayden Grande.
Thanks, Brayden. It's nice to be an upperclassman. I have some not-so-fond memories of freshman year.
I feel like my freshman and sophomore years are good learning experiences for what not to do, and how to not end up like Hank Oaks.
The school here, it's not just a building with some walls, it's an ecosystem. The students here interact with each other every day and influence each other's lives on the daily.
Carly Burton believes it is her responsibility to teach the younger classmen their place in the school.
I like to think that I teach them that they're not yet in my place. They're not upperclassmen. They don't get to go out to lunch yet every day.
The younger classmen use the juniors and seniors as an example and are striving to get the freedom and responsibility that they do around the school.
I really wish I was an upperclassman so I could go out to lunch and have more freedom, but I'm an underclassman, so I don't.
Journalism teacher Holly Emig has set an environment where all students can interact with each other.
In my class, being an elective class with mixed group of students, they have to work with each other in projects no matter what grade they're in. So some freshmen are going to be working with seniors and juniors and sophomores, the whole mix.
The student ecosystem here relies on the responsibility and freedom of the older class, while the younger class observes them and tries to apply it to their own life.
The upperclassmen know the freedoms and responsibilities of being an upperclassman, while the lowerclassmen use them as an example on how to run the school. I'm Bryson Holbrook, reporting for SaintsWeekly.
Thank you, Bryson. Hey, William, what do you think about musicals?
They're alright.
Just alright?
Yep. In this next package, Jules tells us how brightly the sun will shine tomorrow.
The OCS Drama Department has been having an exciting year so far. With the addition of the new Performing Arts Center, the program has also expanded to having a middle school musical. Annie Jr. is the product of Mrs. Lorg's 7th hour class. Mrs. Lorg has been leading OCS's drama department for 6 years.
So we wanted a show that was familiar to us, but we also wanted a show that was familiar to other people so that would get them excited and hopefully want to be a part of the class and be a part of the show, because we really wanted to see just how much interest we would have at the middle school level.
The cast and crew is fully composed of middle school students. Abigail Ulahanen, a 7th grader who plays Annie, is looking forward to this unique performance opportunity.
I'm really excited for Annie because it's going to be the first middle school play that we're going to be doing, so it's going to make history.
Millie Emig, an 8th grader, is one of the drama students most looking forward to her role.
I'm mostly excited to be able to experience this with my peers and to be able to be a part of the first middle school show for OCS. I relate to Miss Hannigan the most out of all the characters. We're both very brash and loud.
The new PAC is scheduled to be open after Christmas break, so the cast will be the last ones to perform in the old auditorium before it is demolished. The new middle school musical is providing more opportunities for students to be involved in the arts and is producing the next generation of drama kids. We'll have to see if this new tradition continues. Reporting for SaintsWeekly, I'm Jules Reed.
Thanks, Jules. It's been a hard knock life for the middle schoolers who haven't been given the opportunity to perform at the middle school. By the way, have you noticed how cold it's been getting?
Definitely. Mason has his own spin on these changing conditions.
With Thanksgiving passing and Christmas on the way, the weather is getting colder and colder and colder. We ask a few people what their thoughts are on the cold weather.
So if cold weather comes in, usually it's Dr. King, well, it is Dr. King that makes that call, but he connects with all of the other headmasters of private schools, and they kind of make a decision together.
Many students look forward to school getting canceled whenever the cold weather hits.
My thoughts on the cold weather is that I hate it because I have to warm up my truck and it wastes gas. And plus, when I park down there at the Life Church, I have to walk 5 minutes up here in the cold weather to get to school.
Whenever the cold weather hits, students have to start dressing warmer, and some have a longer walk than others up to the high school building.
My thoughts on the cold weather, I don't mind it as long as it's not overly windy. And I kind of like it if it's go ahead and just snow if it's going to be this cold.
Seems like a little bit of cold weather never bothered Chad.
With the weather getting colder, it means Christmas is on the way. Many people have mixed feelings about the cold weather. Reporting for Saints Weekly, I'm Mason Lopez.
Thanks, Mason. I'm sure that's definitely why the cold fronts are sweeping in, but we won't press the issue.
Thanks for joining us on this week's installment of Saints Weekly, and we'll see you next week.